our Council also held 2 meetings at heads of state and government level. The first meeting, which was held in March 21 and chaired by myself, addressed sustainable peace in Africa, focusing on climate change and its effect on peace and security in the continent, and on the implementation of paragraph 15 of the 14th Extraordinary Summit on silencing the guns and the situation in Western Sahara. The second meeting was held on October 2021, focusing on disaster management issues in Africa, challenges and perspectives for human security, and this meeting was chaired by His Excellency Filipe Nyusi, President of the Republic of Mozambique and Chairperson of the PSC for October 2021. Despite various UN-AU resolutions and decisions, the situation in Western Sahara remains tense and volatile, especially following the military tensions between the Kingdom of Morocco and Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. The Council noted with deep concern the resumption of military confrontation between the two parties and stressed the urgent need to reinvigorate efforts to facilitate a definitive resolution of the conflict in conformity with the relevant provisions of the AU Constitutive Act. In this regard, the Assembly may wish to request the Peace and Security Council to discharge its mandate on the conflict in Western Sahara in accordance with the relevant provisions of its protocol and the relevant Assembly decision by reviewing the situation in the Western Sahara as necessary at heads of state and government level. This should also include receiving briefings from the AU Troika, engaging the two parties, both of whom are member states of the African Union, to address the unfolding situation in order to prepare conditions for a new ceasefire and to reach a just and durable solution to the conflict. This will pave the way for the self-determination of the people of Western Sahara in line with the relevant AU-UN decisions and resolutions and the objectives and principles of the Constitutive Act of the African Union. As you note, Excellencies, 2021 was marked by a spread of terrorism and violent extremism and the resurgence of unconstitutional change of governments across the continent. This is a worrying trend that needs to be arrested and dealt with decisively. A number of challenges continue to undermine efforts by member states to re-establish state authority in conflict-affected areas, and furthermore, the adverse effects of climate change continues to impede the continent's social-economic development efforts, thereby exasperating threats to human security, peace and stability. All these challenges are calling for a redoubling and enhanced coordinated efforts in order to address the resurgence of unconstitutional changes in government. Mr. Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, the African peace and security architecture, in perfect coherence with the African governance architecture, does remain our best tool for promoting peace and security in an integrated approach, combining conflict prevention, management and resolution, as well as post-conflict stabilization and reconstruction. Significant ground has already been covered to enhance African ownership of its peace and security agenda, and indeed I am pleased to note that the Peace Fund has, for the first time since its establishment in 1993, reached unprecedented levels of funding. The Peace and Security Council has taken major steps, endorsing areas of priority for the utilization of bank interest generated from the fund, and we must keep building on this success. Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, I conclude by commending Burundi for the positive progress made since 2021, and consequently, the Council in April of 2021 decided to remove Burundi from its agenda and to close the AU Human Rights Observers and Military Experts Mission in Burundi. In this regard, I call upon other member states to emulate this example as we intensify our collective efforts to end wars and build prosperity in our continent.